It's one of the most anticipated launches of the year. On this edition of Test Drive, the Toyota Supra. And that little GR badge, Gazoo Racing. It all started in 1979 and continued through 4 generations of Supra, each of which was an improvement. The original was really only a derivative of the Celica. Fortunately, subsequent cars went on to earn some serious street cred. While Toyota teased with the promise of a new model back in 2014, the FT1 concept has remained just that. Since then, Toyota has teased time and again. Finally, the real deal arrives. This time, the 5th gen is very heavily based on BMW Z4, but it has a style it can call its own. Love it or hate it. Now, the cabin of this Supra is tight, but it's beautifully crafted. Great materials, fantastic seats. Now, Toyota's contribution in all of this pretty much boils down to the instrumentation and the logo on the steering wheel. Everything else comes from BMW, from iDrive, the touchscreen, the climate controls, to the stalks on the steering column, all stock BMW. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, it's just that it tends to rob the Supra of its own personality. The Supra's 3-litre inline turbocharged 6 again comes from BMW. It produces 335 horsepower and a healthy 365 pound-feet of torque from 1600 RPM. The twin-scroll turbo does a very good job of ensuring there's no lag off the line. The result is a willing and supremely smooth workhorse that manages to produce its sweetness without regard for engine speed. Yes, it really is that flexible and oh so strong. Now, this Supra is supremely quick. 100k comes in 4.3 seconds, but it's the mid-range that really impresses. This thing does the 80 to 120 passing trick in about 3 seconds, and the engine just keeps pulling. The fact that it sounds the part when it's given its all, it just cements its appeal. The engine feeds the power to the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters and an active limited slip differential. The beauty of the setup is that it's very good at getting the power down even when the gas pedal is hammered. The active differential is electronically controlled and fully variable, so it does a good job of getting the power to the wheel with the best traction. It also prevents all of the power from being spun off if the inside rear wheel lifts mid-corner. Now, this swoopy back end does have its drawbacks, and it's namely cargo capacity. There is a pass-through between the front seats, but it's pretty much redundant, and that little lot, 290 litres. Yes, that's enough to get away for the weekend, but that's about it. The adaptive suspension delivers on both sides of the spectrum. In normal mode, it's comfortable. In sport mode, it hunkers down and dials out unwanted body roll. Factor in the 50-50 weight distribution, superb steering, monster tyres, and the Supra goes where it's pointed in a serious hurry. In individual mode, the driver can tailor everything from the engine and suspension to the rear diff to suit with both normal and sport settings. What's missing, however, is a full-on one-touch sport mode. Finally, the 4-piston Brembo brakes make sure everything comes to a halt without fading into oblivion. Now, this new Supra really is a gem. It is very fast, it handles like the dickens, and it turns heads wherever it goes. Yes, some will lament the amount of BMW in its DNA, but when all's said and done, it is a complete package and a hoot to drive.